Plain and simple. Plain and simple. What's up? It's your favorite ladybug, Coach Triece. And we're just going to get right into it. This is a nice little spotlight, the Inspired Life podcast. And today we are talking about the problem with being the strong Black woman.
Exactly who coined the term strong Black woman, or even exactly when the term originated.
So I watched it, I got into it, I studied it, I had to take a step back from it, and then I came back to it and decided that yes, I'm gonna talk about it. Coming into the new year, we rolled out Hot, the show that everybody had to watch, Harlem, and whoo, sheesh, what a set of nights. This episode, however, ran me emotionally.
In comparison to white femininity, which is valued for beauty, vulnerability, and maternal softness, Black women have been valued for their labor, both literally and figuratively.
And this really paused me. It gave me pause because it made me really stop and think about the fact that, yeah, it's tiring. It's tiring, it's draining, and to some degree, it's belittling. The stigma of the strong Black woman.
A strong Black woman suppresses her emotions, never letting anyone see her sweat. She is ambitious, but still makes time to be supportive, even carrying her mate, her friends, and her family when necessary. Being labeled a strong Black woman is a rite of passage.
And so we hear it talked about here how we have long worn this trope of being this personified, dignified entity of effervescent strength that can take on all things. But what gets lost is our femininity. And I think that right now, one of the main things that people don't seem to realize or give enough credence to is the fact that we are radically reclaiming that with a few things. And so let's get into it. If you are somebody who reads and has read, then you already know about the book My Body Is Not an Apology. Sonia just did the damn thing, and I suggest that you get into it. This is a book that constantly reaffirms our need to be one and separate from the body, to be having this experience where you can respect the flesh that you live in and you can have a oneness with yourself, but you can also be removed enough to know that spirit, that being, that internal sense of who you are is so much more than the skin that you live in, and that neither of those is an apology, an exception, or a contrite action against the other. And so I think that in this day and age where everyone is talking about the progression of the Black woman, the seriousness, the intellect, and the power, I want to make sure that we don't forget the femininity, the softness, the vulnerability. I want to make sure that we feel like we can show up and be ourselves.
She is resilient, independent, and capable. But what if she isn't?
So this for you, sis. If you have been wearing this strong Black woman label and you tired, I'm with you because I'm tired too. I feel like so many times we are put in situations where you have to choose. Do I show up and be the strong Black woman? Or am I the one who is vulnerable? Am I the one who sets boundaries? Am I the one who respects my comfort zones and respects my kill zones? So I know when to go forward and not look back, and I know when to stay where I'm at because that's what's working. Does that take away from my ability to show up and be the fundamental sound woman that my community has called me to be? And I want to say, hell yeah. You don't owe anybody but yourself for the way that you show up. So often we have been convinced that we need to be strong, and that's actually what's holding you back, sis. That need to be strong converts into language like, but everyone else, my responsibilities, I'm gonna wait, I can't be out here looking crazy, I'm not about to be going through that, that's not for me, because women like me don't get those luxuries. I want to let you know it is for you. Every luxury you thought wasn't for you is for you. The ability to breathe, to step back, the right to walk away from situations, the calibration of new boundaries and spaces and restrictions so that you can further yourself and harness the gifts that you have to grow who you are. That's all right within your reach, and it's all well and entitled to you. We've been made to feel like we should sacrifice. We've been made to feel like we should always show up for everyone else. And I need you to know that that's a lie. You should be pouring only what's falling off. Only what's falling off. And I mean that. Your cup should be so full that anything that just sits at the top of the brim has no place to go but other than to just glide off. That's what's called overflow. When you get into that space, every single thing that you touch will be better consistently. Every single thing that you desire will start to manifest. All of the prayers that you have and that you harbor will set themselves free into the universe and turn themselves into something coming into fruition that you have needed. Once you get into a place where you are constantly able to feed and fallow your ground, you'll always be so full that everything else won't have room to fit. And then you'll be the giver of life to the universe. But what we do is we show up half-staffed and we say, oh, this little bit I got, I'm going to give anyway. Wrong. What we like to do is say, okay, I'm almost there. So now I'm going to take somebody else with me. I'm going to help them too, because I can't be a black woman making it by myself if I'm not helping someone else. Wrong. What we do is we say, I now have escaped this plight, this plunder, this situation, and this trial. And now I have to be the testimony for everyone else and the poster child for how everyone else deals with things. Wrong. Wrong, 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 and wrong. You owe you. You did not come here to be a slave to anyone else's desires, minds, needs, dreams, lives, none of it. You don't owe, you don't own, you don't control, not even you. So that tells you right there, you don't owe anyone else or anything else. And it needs to be said because black women carry the weight of the country on our shoulders. I want you to breathe. Make 2022 the year that you breathe. Stop being so strong that you don't allow yourself the vulnerability to fall apart so you can see where the pieces lay. It hurts, but it's worth it. It's necessary for growth. Stop trying to be so resigned to look well and be well and have everything presented in tip-top shape so that no one ever sees the places where you are really broken, and therefore no one can ever really help you. There are people who God has sent to help you and talk to you and be for you, and they can't be for you because you won't be you. Get away from this ideology that the world has put in your mind and in your heart that you don't have space to work on yourself, to be your truest self, that you have to cover up the things that make you feel insecure, unloved, or not enough because it'll transpose itself into more of being not loved and more not enough. I want you to know if you uncover what you feel you got to cover up, it's going to uncover all of the love out there in the universe for you. The real you, the raw you, the unapologetic you who shows up hurt and vulnerable and still strong, who shows up lost and confused and broken and still strong, who shows up needy, bound, and incapable and still strong, is the one who is going to be blessed. Walk into this year of yes. Walk into this year of exuberance. Walk into this year of excellence and letting go. Let 2022 be the year that you refuse to be the strong black woman because you are going to be the black woman who you were meant to be. Be you, baby. You don't owe it to anyone else except for yourself. And it's about time we kill that stigma of serving others and pouring from a cup we haven't even filled yet. I dare you to get your cup so full that everything that falls off is just the overflow. And then I want you to go out and give to somebody else and tell them what I've told you. Fill your cup. Fill your cup. Fill your cup. Fill your cup. Fill it up. Fill your cup.